right, people. We're here now, and this is page 14. Yes, this is 1F. We're going to be working on this reading about adolescence. Okay, have a look at number 1. It says, do you sometimes argue with your parents? I can hear your answers. I can see your faces moving upwards and downwards, saying yes, I suppose. And it says, what do you argue about and why? Yes, and we've got some ideas here. I want you to think about that. Yes, bedtime, clothes, going out with friends, homework, housework, staying up late, using computers or tablets. Maybe you can think about others, but I think these can bring a lot of trouble between teenagers and parents. Yes, am I right? Okay, so we're going to listen to the text that we have here that is called How to Handle Your Parents. Yes, and it's strange because in general this would be how to handle your children. Yes, this would be a message for parents on how to cope with, how to manage children, but this is the opposite. Yes, it says how to handle, how to manage with your parents. So apparently this would be a reading on what to do with your parents when there are some problematic situations at home. All right, so it says here, read the text quickly, ignoring the gaps. Choose the best summary of the text, A, B, or C. All right, so the idea is that you can read this quickly. It begins here. Don't pay attention to the blanks that you have. It continues over the other page. Yes, let me show you that you have more text here. All right, forget about the spaces. I want you to read, you'll have a quick reading and go on to the previous page and decide if A, B, or C are the correct option. Okay, all right, so did you read the text? What do you think? All right, so you had to choose A, B, or C. Could you do that? Correct. The correct answer is letter C, right? Teenagers experience big physical and emotional changes during adolescence. It's important to communicate with your parents and try to understand their point of view. All right, so the idea now is to work on exercise 3 here. It says, well, first we have to pay attention to this reading strategy. Yes, it says read the missing sentences carefully. Then read the sentences in the text that come before and after each gap. Look for words that link with vocabulary in the missing sentences. For example, synonyms, paraphrases, words with the opposite meaning, pronouns, etc. Okay? So the idea is that you have here the sentences that have been removed from the text. So you have to read and write here in the text the correct letter. Okay? So take your time, read, do the exercise, and then finally we will have the text, we will have the listening of the text so that you can check. All right, and look at this. It says use your answers to exercise 3 to match sentences A to G with with gaps 1 to 5 in the text, and there are 2 extra sentences, meaning there are 2 sentences here you don't need to use. All right, so let's go on to the text.
Lesson 1F. How to handle your parents.
Parents get a lot of advice on how to handle their adolescent children. But what about some advice for teenagers on how to deal with their parents? Psychologist Raymond Friedman offers some tips. What is adolescence? It starts when you are aged between about 10 and 13 and is a period of rapid physical change which transforms you from a pre-teen child, dependent on your parents, to the independent young adult that you become in your early 20s. As your body changes, you also begin to think and feel differently. Here are some of the most common social and emotional changes that happen during adolescence. Freedom. You may not want to spend as much time with your parents as you used to. You want more freedom to choose who you see and when. You may feel that your friends are as important to you as your family. Privacy. You used to be most happy in the company of your parents. Now you probably want to spend more time on your own. You need your own space and some privacy. Interests. You have new interests, and they might include activities that your parents do not understand or think are a waste of time, such as playing computer games or chatting on the internet. Decisions. In the past, your parents made most decisions for you and told you what to do. But now you want to decide things for yourself and don't want to be told what to do all the time. You may resent them telling you to go to bed, tidy your bedroom, or come home by 10 o'clock. Opinions. When you were younger, you didn't have many strong opinions. Now you are beginning to see the world differently, developing your own views and your own sense of right and wrong. Adolescents are often idealistic and feel impatient and at odds with the adult world. You may feel that you have all the answers while many adults don't have any. All these changes are perfectly normal, but it is important to remember that they will affect your relationship with your parents and that they may be a source of conflict and arguments. So what can you do to make life easier and make sure that you stay on good terms with your parents? Firstly, your parents will feel much better if you let them know that you still love and value them. Remember that they have lost forever the little child you once were. They may not say so, but they are probably feeling a sense of loss and may even feel rejected by you. Secondly, try to agree rules and boundaries. You may feel these are unnecessary, but your parents' main concern is often just to keep you safe. Once you have agreed what is and isn't acceptable behaviour, try to stick to it. It may feel like a nuisance to remember to phone them and let them know where you are, but make the effort anyway. Thirdly, try to understand why they might be irritated by your behaviour. Do your parents get cross if you spend 3 hours chatting with friends on social media and leave your homework till the last minute? That's probably because they want you to do well at school. Finally, it's all about communication. Keep talking to your parents. Tell them about what you did today. Let them know where you are going and ask for advice if you need it. The more disconnected they feel, the more critical, distrustful, and controlling they tend to become. Who wants parents like that?
Okay, people, I hope you could complete the task and that you could correct it as well with the listening, right? And finally, we will be working on some vocabulary here. You have to complete the stems. The stems, yes, is this part of the word. In this, the root is this, and the stem is the one that is missing here. You see, you have to form nouns and adjectives, right? If you need to use a dictionary, use it, but please don't use Google Translator. Go to reference, for example, or look for an online dictionary such as Cambridge Dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, okay? But don't use Google Translator for these exercises, please. So you have to complete, yes? It says here noun and adjective endings, all right? So it says either the noun or the adjective is in the text. Sometimes you do not need to add anything, yeah? So for example, you will find here the noun adolescence and the adjective adolescent, okay? Remember, you have to form nouns and adjectives, right? So this is it for today. I hope you could complete everything. You don't need to send us the work for correction, but If you want, you can send us the photos of your complete work. Yes, it's very important that you have your books completed, people, right? So we'll see each other virtually next time. Bye-bye.